All right, we're here. No countdown, because fuck this game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cage Filter Football. My name is Marshall. I'm here with Andrew and Chris. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, description, all that jazz. We're going to get right into it. Edouard Mendy. What the fuck? Edouard Mendy. Listen, from the moment he did it the first time, I'm not going to lie. From the moment he did it the first time, I had a gut feeling that this guy was going to fuck something up. And lo and behold, Brandon Harrison there to pick off the pass back or the little whatever the fuck you want to call that maneuver. Well, I don't know what it's called. Little turnaround, and that's when we start capitulating. Today's performance was absolutely horrendous, boys. It was absolutely horrendous. By the way, we are watching the Man City game in the background. They are losing 2-1 to Newcastle, which none of us expected. But yeah, if we get distracted and react to shit, it's because of that. But boys, Andrew, how are you doing? How are you feeling about this game? Let's go into it.
So I was doing a watch along on Sarcasm City.
Oh wow!
This game. So myself, Prime, and Daniel, the other Chelsea fan, were watching it. So I thought we started well. We should have gone 1-0 up through Sterling.
Yeah.
But then Leeds gradually grew into the game. Like you said, Mendy, he's okay with his feet, but not good enough to do that. Especially when, even with the time it took, he said probably 2 chances to clear the ball. The amount of time it took to get there. Problem with our goalkeepers is Kepa's great with his feet, but he's got biscuit wrists, so he can't save anything. And Mendy's not that good with his feet, but can save anything. It's like we need a fusion of both.
Yeah.
But listen, that was his fault, definitely. The second goal, I haven't really watched it. I don't know if we're doing this stupid zonal marking bullshit, but he got in between. I believe he got in between. The second goal, he got in between Reece and Gallagher.
Oh, it was the header, wasn't it?
Yeah, the header.
Yeah.
And the third one, I don't know, man. The third one is just when you're trying to go for it, and there's holes at the back and everything like that. It just happens, but. Listen, it was a dead performance. Someone said it to me a couple of times during midweek. Jez, the Spurs fans, are you worried about your guys, the mentality getting up for bigger games than little games? And that came into play today. I'll love to see the reaction next week against Leicester, because then I'll know what these guys are all about. Mm-hmm. But again, we got overrun in midfield. I know we changed it to 3 at half time, but we still got overrun. It was still a little too late. Then we're 2-0 down. But then the thing is, he's come up with this remark after the game about midfield. About it sounds like he's not really bothered about the midfield issue, and it's like
it doesn't make sense to me.
Dude. You got Kovacic and Kante always injury prone. You can continue to play 2 in midfield when they overrun us and don't really change it. Okay, Gallagher is not a 6, and you hung him out to dry today for that first half. Ruben annoyed me much today. Why he didn't shoot when he was in the penalty area in the first half?
Yeah,
when they laid it on for him, is just baffling to me. But it's not good. It's not good enough options. De Jong, I don't care what anyone says. De Jong would have struggled today in that too. The way Leeds pressed us, that would have happened. And get me effing Ruben Neves right now. Wolves have bought his replacement in Nunes. Pay the 70 million for Neves. I saw what he did yesterday to Spurs. I know they lost, but he controlled that midfield, and he's 24 and he's worth every single penny. Let's see. Let's move on. Defense. Koulibaly was an idiot for a second yellow. It's always going to be a yellow.
Yep.
He didn't have a good game today overall.
I was saying that.
He didn't have a good game, but who did? You know what I mean? He's in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? True. It's like. But
there wasn't really many to choose from.
I know we didn't create a lot of anything, but Havertz and Mount again just ghosted. Everyone's going, Raheem didn't have a good game. Raheem had a good game. He had a fine game.
Raheem did everything.
What was he supposed to do? He should have finished in the first minute. I warrant you that. That should have been a goal. But again, Havertz and Mount, if they don't put themselves into the game, they don't offer anything. They just simply do not. And that's on Tuchel as well. Why are you persisting with them out wide and Sterling in the middle? Put Sterling out wide and running positions on the left, let's say, where he played like a bulk of his time at City and did well. have Havertz in the middle and Mount on the right, and just see what happens if you want to do it that way. So it's an all-round blame session, really. Tuchel and the players get it from me, and it just wasn't good. We got outrun by over 10k. They outrun us by over 10k.
Damn.
Did Leeds.
Wow.
Same as Brentford did to United the previous. And I slammed United, so I'm slamming Chelsea. So
That's what happens. They put in the work and we didn't.
This tweet right here, Chris.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Oh,
people
that's
in the
actually dark.
chat. Yeah, it's actually dark. Shout out to Dark. Shout out to Velvet Sean. Shout out to
Can't see
Jose,
his shit.
Danny,
Imagine losing
everyone
today.
in the chat. Shout out to you guys for being here. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button. But Chris, how are you doing? And overall, what are your thoughts on this game? We'll dissect it a little bit. Yeah, overall.
I didn't watch it fully, as you know. I came back at half time.
You came a little late. From what you
an
did
away
see-
game myself. I was frustrated myself as well in the game. Not at myself, at the game because we didn't score today. But yeah, like I came back at half time. I did see the Mendy incident and their goal. Like it's, two average goals, especially the first one. I don't know, Mendy. He just can't use his feet. So I don't know why. You get told as the kid. I don't know, like the professionals at like higher level, like in all of us. But like you get told if you're not good on your feet of a keeper, especially or like at the back, you hoof it forward. Hope so it's not in danger. So he should have just hoofed it. Even hoofing it out would have done a lot better. Like he's just not good on his feet. But it's not all down on Mendy, of course. Like we lost 3-0. Defense was awful.
Velvet Sean holding on to receipts because I did say this. I remember now.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh my god. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah,
go ahead.
like and that could like I heard obviously some of you say like Tuchel should and others maybe Tuchel should have took off Koulibaly, but you always get told if you're on a yellow card, you do not grab a player and hold him back and push him down to the ground when you're on the yellow because you know it's a red. Like any professional knows it's going to be a red when he does it. It's just like going to be a referee mistake if he didn't give a red card. We're Chelsea. We're not going to get away with stuff like that. So yeah, like Koulibaly, not a great game. Mason Mount, Kai Havertz again. I think I'm done with him. I think Andrew, you said like last week or something, take him for 50 million. I think I will do it now. I'm done with him as a striker. Like he's just offering nothing. Last game, a big game, he did step it up, but like he's just still not doing enough. Like today, he was awful. Mason Mount awful. Gallagher got left out to hung, like Marshall said. Not Marshall, Andrew. We need cover. We need cover or Kante back or another midfielder like Neves, or we can't get Frankie de Jong. Obviously, I don't think so. We have to probably stop with that. But yeah, like we're just struggling out here. It's just a poor performance.
I do want to say this, and I don't want to, skip over Prime and his thoughts on the game. And welcome Prime to the chat. Make sure you guys are checking out his socials and such. But with that whole Koulibaly situation, I know it is Koulibaly's fault. I'm not going to deny that it's Koulibaly's fault. But don't you guys feel like part of the blame is also on Tuchel for leaving him on a yellow when we had Cucurella that could have slid into the left center back and Chilwell could have played the left wing back position?
He's experienced. We're not talking about a Chalobah situation or a Colwell situation where you could have used youth as an excuse. He knew it, man. Can I just say, I forgot. I didn't forget he got booked. I can't remember how it looked like his first booking. That's what I'm saying. I don't know whether it was a booking or he was talking too much or something like that. But he should have known. He's experienced. He's got vast experience. He should know that is going to and should be at least a yellow card, the pullback. So I don't blame Tuchel for trusting him.
Yeah, fair enough. If it was me,
I would feel bad for the team when I let them team down.
If it was me, and we saw like how there have been a lot of games where we've gotten yellows for fouls that weren't existent or dives and stuff. If it was me, I would have just taken off Koulibaly to be safe and slid Cucurella to the left center back position and Chilwell to the left wing back, because if I lost Koulibaly for a stupid, well, we did play back four, but if we went back to a back three, we could have easily gone back to a back three and slid Cucurella to the left center back position. If it was me, out of fear of losing Koulibaly to a stupid yellow that wasn't really a foul and losing it for 2 games instead of just this one game, and
But that's
It's
Koulibaly,
just
like he grabs him, and the thing is,
yeah,
he's
no,
3-0 down.
Koulibaly
He's
thing
three.
is really stupid. Like when you look
He's
at the
3-0
play,
down. He's 3-0
there's
down
still
now.
Thiago Silva and Cucurella on the other end to
Yeah, but
defend
he's
it.
3-0
So it
down.
was
Does he
just
really need to do that? If you're 3-0 down, do you really need to care? Like, oh, they're gonna score another.
yeah.
Oh no.
No, I get it. It was definitely poor, but I mean, let's go to Prime. Prime, how are you doing? And overall, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
How am I doing personally? I'm good. Kind of hungry, but in terms of,
This
Should
game
have had the food
famished
I
me.
had.
That's great.
in terms of
Chelsea ain't gonna feed you.
Yeah.
No
listen,
goals there.
Chelsea can barely feed Sterling right now. I don't expect them to.
Not wrong.
I don't know. It's we started off like well, and Leeds kind of grew into the game. Well, I say they gave us a challenge, which is fine. The first goal we conceded, Mendy should be doing that. Back pass is fine, and this is something that's happened quite a few times.
Real Madrid.
The past couple of years, and not necessarily even Mendy per se. I've even talking about. It's happened with Mendy, happened with Kepa, Bettinelli in preseason, I guess, if you want to count that as well, where there's a mix-up between the defender playing it back and who's in goal, and they'll play a back pass, and either the goalkeeper is not paying attention or the back pass isn't played properly, and it'll result in a goal being scored. It happened against Arsenal when Jorginho played it to Zuma played it back to Kepa, and about a minute later resulted in a goal. It's happened with Kepa quite a few times, happened with Mendy quite a few times. I don't know what it is, but this is insistence of, I don't mind playing out of the back, but sometimes you have to use your brain and say, if it's not necessarily safe enough, just hoof the ball out and clear it out, and if it goes out for a throw-in or whatever, or goes to the halfway line and they end up getting the ball, that's fine, but at least we can then kind of recover our shape and regroup. I'd rather they just do that, and we don't. The second goal we conceded, the same thing I said against Spurs, that you can talk about VAR or the ref or should have been or whatever. We should still be defending that set piece better. We should have defended it last week better. We should have defended this one better. Our creativity going forward, I said that in the Spurs game as well, that our creativity is lacking, and it's not just something I've spoken about this last season as well. Sterling, people were asked about the Sterling signing. Sterling's a brilliant goal scorer, but he needs chances to score himself. He's not. I don't expect Sterling to just carry us. I'm not expecting Sterling to do a carry job like Hazard, where he's responsible for like 50% of our goals or assists. Sterling's had one big chance since he's joined us in 3 games. He's had 6 shots on target in 3 games. Now, how poor that is. Like, we've got so poor. When people say things like, "Oh, well, we have the third most goals in the league last season," it's fine. Our attack, I'd probably say, or our team or whatever, is probably it's like better than probably everyone else in the league. It's probably third or fourth best in the league. That's fine. But in terms of reaching that level and going above, like, for example, today, the first goal we conceded, if Liverpool or City had conceded that, fine. But you know what happens? Within the next, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they equalize and they kill Leeds' confidence, and they end up winning the game 2-1, 3-1, maybe 4-1. But we didn't. We let Leeds continue to grow in confidence, and they got that second goal from the set piece. All of a sudden, the game's dead. We have to chase it in the second half. And it ends up being 3-0. Koulibaly, the first one where he's pulling his man down and stuff, like, I get it. He's trying to do dark art stuff, but you have to learn. And it's one mistake, so fine, but you have to learn, and you're not going to be able to get away with that now. And hopefully,
but I feel like it wasn't one mistake with him. Koulibaly today, I'll say this: Koulibaly. If we're gonna do player ratings, which I don't know if we're gonna do because I feel like we have so much to talk about, it was our first defeat. But like Koulibaly today, if I had to do a player rating, gets a 5 from me. Brandon Aronson was putting him in a spliff in the beginning of the game multiple times. He was struggling.
No, but what I mean, not one mistake. I mean, it's one game. What I mean is,
being
because maybe on a different day he gets away with it and he's still on the yellow card, or he doesn't even get booked. My point being, getting a double yellow, getting a red card, hopefully that's enough of a punishment and enough of a spark in his brain to say, oh, I can't do that anymore. I might need to, learn something else. Like Thiago Silva, when his debut with us against West Brom, even though I don't believe that mistake for the goal was his fault, but he was involved in that mistake for the goal, and all of a sudden he clicked into gear and realized there's certain things I just can't do anymore. I've got to adapt. Maybe it's the same thing with Koulibaly, which I'm fine with. He's 31 years old. He's a big man. He's like, I don't expect him to make that mistake again and again and again until he learns. He's not going to make that mistake again. So
Yeah.
Well, it's I don't. A part of me was worried he'd play Gallagher in midfield and Ruben at wing back. I would have played, or not Chalobah, Gallagher in midfield. I would have played Chalobah at right centre back, Reece James at wing back to help with our attack. It's annoying because Kante and Cover are both out, and this is something I even said last season, that we need 4 top quality or top class, world class, depending on what bracket you think our 3 midfielders fall in. We need a 4th one to come in, whether that, because with the injuries they both have, Kante's injury prone, Kovacic's injury prone.
Kova has shown to have injuries,
People talk about how bad Jorginho is, but like, if Jorginho's constantly having to play and he gets burnt out, we know when Jorginho's burnt out, he's more prone to making mistakes. Like, people talk about a replacement for Jorginho. We can't replace him until we've replaced at least one of Kante and Kovacic in terms of having a quality player to come in.
Or even just have an extra midfield.
We just need that.
For a body. Preferably, I would love 2 to come in because we just can't trust them both anyways. And it's annoying because it means we'll have to play Gallagher or we'll have to play Ruben, and they're both. Which is why I keep saying this squad's just not good enough to versus Chelsea.
I want to touch on the midfielder topic because that's something that has been bothering me with Tuchel a lot. Like, we'll touch on Tuchel too, and we'll definitely analyze his game and his tactics today. But when it comes to the midfield situation, Tuchel seems to not be worried. And I don't know what it is that is making him not worried, because we're seeing that we clearly need depth in the midfield. We clearly need players because, look, today was an experiment with Gallagher. Did Gallagher struggle? Yes, he did. He struggled a lot. He had some decent plays here and there, but overall, he was getting pressed constantly, and he was struggling to find good passes and maintain the ball in that midfield. He's not a Jorginho where Jorginho can somehow keep possession, and even he struggles from time to time when you have 3 people constantly pressing you. And I look at this midfield and the midfield situation with, again, Kante's injured again. We just gave him all preseason to heal his hamstring, and he get 2 games out of him, and he couldn't stay fit. So we have to discuss Kante and eventually whether or not we want to keep him and replace him. That's one discussion we'll have in the future, right? And then Kova, and again, him getting injured. So we knew this was going to happen. We had this happen last season where we had 2 midfielders come out. What I don't understand is, how are we not giving Ampadu or Gilmore a shout in these positions when we clearly need the depth? I don't understand.
I don't think he sees Ampadu as a midfielder. I think he sees him as a defender. Because this is his quote, right? Someone's quoted him on a midfield. So it said, adding another midfielder, question mark. We have Jorginho, N'Golo Kante, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Conor Gallagher, Mateo Kovacic. Kante and Kovacic are injured. Yes, it is a problem, but they will come back and they've not disappeared. But come back for how long?
Yeah.
Kante, I don't know.
It won't be the first injuries either of these 2 have this season. Okay? And I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry. If you don't think the midfield is an option, then I question you wholly. Okay? Because the midfield is a problem. The midfield, as the amount of bodies we have and who we have, and the way you set up midfield as well. Like I said, last week against Spurs, it was fine because it was 2 against 2. And that was fine, and they were less, and they weren't pressing us much. Today they pressed us just like Everton did, and they outgunned us and outmanned us.
Today was 4 against 2
every time, and you didn't change it till half time. You saw it about even before they scored that, or we let them score that first goal. They were still getting through us quite a bit, and it's like, why don't you understand that? And that's where the stubbornness of every manager has it. Whether it's formational players, they have a stubbornness which they don't see. They do not see an issue. If you don't see this midfield as an issue, and I'm not even talking about getting Frankie de Jong. I think we need 2 midfielders. I think you get me Frankie de Jong and you get me Ruben Neves. Or Ruben Neves and someone else. I don't care what anyone says. Imagine if he does get injured.
Yeah, let's not even go into that.
It's
The
time for
nightmare that would ensue.
He will get injured. I'll tell you why
he will.
Because he's going to get overplayed again. Even though he's not going to the World Cup, he's going to get overplayed again because Kovacic and Kante get injured. All this bullshit, Kovacic and Kante have to do twice as work. That's why they get injured all the time. No, it's because they're ill-disciplined and they keep running out of position when they're supposed to stay in position. Jorginho's the one who gets injured all the time. And you know what? Unlike these 2 bastards, Jorginho plays through the pain. He takes injections and he's hardly there. So I'm not even Jorginho's biggest fan. But the way it's portrayed that somehow they get injured because they have to play with Jorginho. Are you mad? The way he has to play, sometimes with even today, it was still him against 4 in midfield. It's amazing he's not injured all the time. And you know why he has to come off? You know why he's had to come off recently? It's because he's so gassed. He's having to cover 4 positions at once all the time. So it's like, but back to Tuchel. If you don't see it as a problem, then we're going to have major issues here because you don't rate Billy Gilmore. You don't rate Billy Gilmore. I know he doesn't rate Billy Gilmore, so they put him in the squad. And you don't rate Ampadu as a mid. Ampadu was on the bench today. Ampadu was on the bench today.
Wait, he was?
He was.
Oh my god, that makes it even worse.
I seen Ampadu play a couple of good games for Wales in midfield, but I'm not sure if I still rate him as a midfielder. But in all fairness, we don't have much options. We can't be picky, can we?
He's spoken positively during pre-season. Whenever he spoke about Ampadu and Gallagher, with Gallagher, it was always about, he has good work rate, pressing, intensity, yada, yada, yada. When he spoke about Gallagher, or when he spoke about Ampadu, he spoke about how good Ampadu is on the ball, his technical ability, the fact that he plays the forward passes and he takes those risks. I think he sees Ampadu as a centre back, as maybe that Thiago Silva cover replacement. Let's see if Ampadu plays with Koulibaly's red card. Let's see if he plays next week.
That's going to be. That's going to be Aspie starting next week. That's going to be Aspie
at left centre back.
I don't know, but
it could be Cucurella Chilwell.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know. But back to his midfield thing. I just don't get it. 2 of those midfielders are always injured. Yeah, Conor Gallagher has only just joined. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is very inconsistent, as we saw today. He was by the penalty area. He didn't shoot. The ball set up for him to shoot, and he was in the penalty area, and he refused to shoot. Yeah, this guy is gun shy. He is gun shy. He wants to pass it instead of shoot. He's got no bottle to shoot whatsoever, right? And then you've got who else did he mention? It was who else? So it's 5 he's mentioned. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's only 5. We need more than that because 2 are constantly injured and Conor Gallagher's only just come in and Ruben Loftus-Cheek you're playing as right wing back. So he's only really got Jorginho in there. You need more people. You need quality people. Okay. Stop this De Jong pursuit. De Jong's not happening. De Jong's not happening. I'll tell you right now, De Jong is not happening. Okay.
He's insisting on staying at Barca.
He's staying there and he doesn't have to leave. Even though they're threatening him, he doesn't have to leave. Here's an idea. Wolves have just bought Nunes for 45 million. They've got their replacement for Neves already. Go spend that money on Neves and go bring someone else in. Just spend that money on an area that's needed as well as the attack. Because midfield, if we can have the best attackers in the world, if we don't have a competent midfield, it means nothing at all. We will get bypassed and we will get defeated.
And you know what? Touching on that midfield topic, I do want to point this out. Listen, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Cucurella didn't necessarily have the best game, but that's because tactic-wise, Jesse Marsch, we were actually analyzing this on the Discord. Tactic-wise, the way Jesse Marsch set up, he really, really pressed our wingbacks so that our wingbacks really couldn't do anything, which goes towards what Andrew's saying, is that we do need more support. We do need more players in that midfield position. We need someone else that could attack from the midfield and get us in through the midfield. We don't have that. Jorginho, he can only do so much as one player. And Gallagher, I'm sorry, he's just inexperienced. He did look good going forward, but how often did that happen today? Not very often, because as someone said in the chat, today's target was Gallagher. The team knew that he's inexperienced. He doesn't normally play from the 6th position. So what happened when Gallagher got the ball? There was constantly 3 or 4 players on him. So
let me just say this.
Go for it.
I'll interpret this tweet as I had. First of all, I don't care what Statman Dave says. I don't give a raging fuck what he says. And I'm not saying Jorginho played well today. I'm not even saying the midfield is an issue, but they were set up to fail today, both of them, because they played. He started off with 2 when we were outgunned. He started off Conor Gallagher in a 6. He's not a pivot 6. Okay, he's an 8 and is suited better in a 3. He set them up, and I don't believe he did it deliberately, but it was set up to fail from the start. Okay, we didn't praise anyone. I didn't praise anyone higher than the other one. I'm just sick of like the main bit of the Chelsea fan base will always blame Jorginho first about everything. Yeah, even if he farts in training, it will cause a hurricane someone else, and he'll be blamed for it. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But I'm just saying, Conor Gallagher started well because he had that pass for Sterling. Sterling should have scored, right?
Yes.
But listen, he's not a pivot 6. That's what most of us were saying because it was rumored he was going to start this game. We've been saying all week you can play him there, but he's not going to play well. He needs to play in a free midfield, 3-man midfield. And Jorginho, listen, against 2 in midfield, Jorginho will outclass them with 2 in midfield. But he needs help as well. It'd be the same if Kante was there and Kovacic was there and Dion was there. In a 2, those guys would have got outmanned and outgunned because they ran and pressed us. I told Prime before the game started, I believe Leeds will be a harder game because they'll press us more than Spurs, and they did.
Well,
they did. I mean,
the thing is, though, us playing a 2-man midfield, like I've seen certain games where we've done it playing up against a 3, and we've been fine. Like, but it's the right profile. Like Gallagher playing with Jorginho won't work because Jorginho can't play the ball out of a press. That's the reason why Gallagher can't press so easily, because he doesn't have the technical ability, composure, or the intelligence to just play it out like that. And that's not his profile or game. Whatever, like fine, I'm not going to necessarily hate on him for that, but it's just like, I don't know. Like for me, I just don't understand why Tuchel doesn't rate Gilmour. And maybe because he hasn't seen enough of him playing, because he was on loan at Norwich and they were in relegation battle and stuff, didn't play him a lot. Fine, whatever. But watching Gallagher, it's not the right profile. So I don't know. Is it a thing of we're not buying a midfielder because you want Gallagher to work? Or is it? Are you
maybe?
I said this. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I said this on the watch log. Maybe Tuchel is kind of playing certain players to show they're not good enough, to show the ball and stuff, and try and force his hand for depth. That we need to bring in a quality midfielder. I've only got Gallagher to play.
3-1 Newcastle. 3-1. 3-1.
You're shit, Man City.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine conceding 3.
Trippier with a free kick.
Let's not talk.
I'm only just seeing it now.
I'm watching it now, the free kick.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Prime. Go continue.
Hey, I thought
continue
Edison was their most important player, Prime, I was told, yeah? Edison was their most important player, I was told, another stream?
Right.
To be fair, it's a great free kick.
Brilliant free kick. Why can't we have a free kick taker like that?
It was straight.
Oh wait, we have Alonso. He's on his way out.
Alonso right now. Wow, that was a good free kick. Holy crap. Alonso right now is at Barcelona having fucking margaritas with fucking what's his name? Laporta. Fucking A. Great meal. I'm
just saying.
Yeah,
listen, every single player we've ever had at Chelsea needed help. If you don't think that, then it's a team game. Every player needs help. Even the greats need help. Eden Hazard wouldn't have been great for Chelsea if the rest of the team was shit. Do you know what I mean? If they had bad midfield and bad defense. At the end, that might have been an issue. But, when we've won our championships with Eden Hazard in the team, he didn't do it by himself. It was established on a great base of defense and midfield to help with his attacking stats. So every player in football history has needed help to do things. Even the great Lionel Messi wouldn't have won, and it's proven because he hasn't won much Champions League since then without one of Iniesta or Xavi in the team. You know what I mean? Or a Suarez or a Neymar. So the best need help as well.
And on to Prime's what he touched on earlier about the whole Gilmour situation with Gallagher and such. I hate to admit this because I do want Gilmore to work, but I think Tuchel just likes certain physicalities of certain players, which is why he actually didn't mind Alonso over Emerson last season. I think he just likes players that have a good physicality, that are tall, that could, you know, physically get into the game. And Gilmore, as good as Gilmore is technically, I just don't think, because of not having those physical traits, I just don't think Tuchel likes that in him, and it's so strange. Just like how we're seeing this season, just like how we're seeing with this transfer window. Like, we're bringing in players that are of a certain age, like near their 30s, either over or under that too. Like, I think
That's
Tuchel also likes players with experience that are still decent. So it's really strange. It's I get it, but also like, it makes me feel bad about Gilmore, because as much as I want Gilmore to work, realistically, if I was in Gilmore's shoes, I would want to leave Chelsea if they're going to be under Tuchel, because I'm not seeing myself being played in the system or in this squad, because the manager, the gaffer, doesn't like my physical traits. It's just not what he wants. Even though I could see Gilmore being the next fucking.
Don't say it. If you gonna say Iniesta,
no, not Iniesta.
Billy Iniesta, whatever they call him. I thought you were gonna say that.
I was gonna say, wow, I'm drawing the Man City Silva. Well, I forgot his first name. Not David Silva. David Silva. Okay, I was thinking David Villa for some reason. David Silva. I could see him being the next David Silva.
David Silva.
Like, it is what it is.
I don't see it. I see him more of a Jorginho replacement in the future.
That's what Prime was saying.
I think he could be, but not in a double pivot.
Oh no, yeah.
Not in this double pivot. In a free, I can see him flourishing, because you could either play him as one of the two there and have the extra man, or he could be the extra man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone said, he had Verratti, but he played a free in midfield at Paris.
Yep.
Sometimes a 2-2, but they always had someone to come back and play as a free.
Even Dortmund is a back four as well.
Exactly. So this thing listen, this formation works for certain games and at certain times. He needs to change it up. He needs to change it up. It's not all the problem, the system, but it's one of them.
Do you think like I'm not sure, like, you know, putting system and formation, but like this formation and everything, just because he has to, like, he doesn't, maybe like he says, I have enough midfielders. Well, if you have enough midfielders, then surely he'd want to play I don't know, back 4 whatever, 4-3-3, but like, he clearly doesn't want to play it though for a good reason.
We have enough midfielders in terms.
I heard Tuchel out on a terrace.
Well, yeah, the guy saying that. We have enough midfielders in terms of we have enough midfielders in terms of bodies, but actual quality, it's not there. It's the same as last season.
3.
We had enough attackers, but there's no quality.
I want to say something after.
And also, in that list, Sandra, I wanted to say, was Chuameka mentioned?
No, it wasn't. He wasn't mentioned. No, he was on the bench as well.
He was on the bench. Yes.
He was on the bench. I remember that.
I was going to say with the formations again, I don't think Tuchel trusts attack either. Like, just imagine you're seeing Kai Havertz up strike. You have, I don't know who the other attacker be, maybe Pulisic. It's just another, to be honest, like another dead attacker to start with. And then you got Sterling, you know, the new signing, who's obviously, being world class for years, but like he needs to create like chances created for him. Does he rely on the attack to do it, like, you know, do a job with a back 4? You know, more like chance of a risk of conceding, because, you know, when you're in a back 3, you are solid because of a back 3. But I don't think he trusts the attack as well because of it.
And you know what?
That's why we need like a Aubameyang and stuff.
We definitely do need Aubameyang, but now that you bring up the attack, you know what does frustrate me about Tuchel? And I guess this is going to be the Tuchel frustration stream where we talk about what frustrates us about our fucking gaffer. And by the way, anyone that's saying Tuchel out, hey man, I don't mind having your opinion, but also tell me who the fuck we're going to get in over Tuchel, because all I hear is Tuchel.
Jose again, right?
And no one's saying what manager is going to be better than.
Let's get Jose. Get Jose back in.
No, Jersey for
third
a
time.
time.
Third time, yes.
Oh my god.
Bring Jose back. Yes, bring him back.
No,
that's where we're going to.
No, please, let's calm down.
We need the chaos.
Marshall,
if we ain't won a Premier League in 2 years, time for out.
To be wait. To be honest though, if we did bring Jose back, I think he would put these fucking attackers in their place.
No, he
Oh
won't.
my god, he would put these attackers in this place.
He'd be
But it was still
crying,
be
pulling his
shit.
hair
It would
out.
still be
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. If
He'd be
Chelsea
like getting
fans wanna
snaked out by
complain-
Kai
Chelsea
Havertz.
fans want to, if Chelsea fans want to complain about the FA having an agenda against us,
Oh,
let's
shit.
bring Jose back then. Let's have an
Six
actual
goals.
agenda. Let's go. Let's go.
But all right, on the attack though, like one of the things that frustrates me about Tuchel is the fact that it's this favoritism towards certain players that we were talking about earlier. I saw Ziyech came on, and Haaland just scored, by the way, people 3-2 Man City, or 3-2 Newcastle.
Yeah.
Was that a Kevin De Bruyne assist?
Freaking,
Oh no, it wasn't.
I don't think so. So we have Hakim Ziyech who came in, and I think in the time that Hakim Ziyech came in, he had more XG than the whole team in the whole game. And the thing is, like, look, I don't think any of us here in the panel are going to deny that Hakim Ziyech is a bad player or is a good player. He is a good player, just in a bad system, and Tuchel doesn't favor him.
What?
But you have this kid who could potentially be your best attacker. You don't play him. You don't give him any favors. Even in a game like today, where you're seeing that, again, this is the third game in a row, we're seeing that Mason Mount and Kai Havertz as attackers is not fucking working. Sterling isn't being fed enough, and he's not given the ample amount of opportunities that he should be given. You see Ziyech come into this game, and in the few minutes that he's in this game, 2 chances he's creating that it's just like, what are we doing? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's just, it frustrates me that Tuchel does this. But let's move on to the attack too. How much longer are we gonna be dealing with this Kai Havertz Mason Mount situation?
I think I'm almost done with Kai Havertz. Like, yeah, to me, he has this one season left in strike, or he just bends off strike and we play a different formation. I'm not sure, but like I'm done with Kai Havertz. We don't really have a good right side attacker. We have Sterling, and that's about it. And yeah, like it's, I don't know, like Tuchel wants to change maybe something. I don't know.
The thing is, I don't understand this. Right, I don't understand this. Playing Sterling through the middle is fine if the other side of him are players that play out wider or play wider on the pitch. Fine, they don't. Okay, so why not? Here's an idea: stick Sterling on the left, which he played majority of his time at Man City, and played well, and for England, and plays well. Let's see him a full game with Havertz in the middle and Mount on the right, where he got his best production from last season. You want to stick with the same 3, and let's try that instead of sticking them out wide, and then showing that they're not doing anything. That's what I don't get. Or you still keep Sterling up wide and you change it. Brohar's injured, so we can't put Brohar in. And the rest of the guys are just meaty. They're just not that good. So, like, would it change if you get an Aubameyang in? Maybe.
Oh yes.
Maybe. You stick him in the middle, stick Sterling out wide, or wider, or just play them 2 up top and add an extra midfield. You still want 5 at the back. I just don't know, man. But Kai Havertz, listen, there'll be excuses for him about him not getting the ball, we're not feeling onto him.
Yeah.
He didn't impose his
now.
I think Bernardo Silva scored. He didn't impose himself at all.
Wow,
in
he
this
just
game.
did. It may have been offside, but we'll see. But
So-
he didn't impose himself.
Was it De Bruyne assist? Ooh,
I
it
don't
was.
know. But yeah, he didn't impose himself at all. And Mount.
Fuck you, Marshall.
The only time I noticed Mount was when he was taking corners, and they were awful again. So.
Yeah.
Chris, yeah, you have declared calling you out, bro.
What's the? How are you done with Havertz, Chris? And
Oh,
how
what
much
a pass!
patience?
Oh, what a
Okay,
pass.
I'm gonna say this.
What a
I
pass
honestly
from De
think,
Bruyne.
I honestly think Werner would be more useful than Kai Havertz up strike. I
Look
still
at
do.
this pass.
Like, he can't finish.
Oh,
At least Timo has better movement than Kai Havertz. I know Timo can't finish, but can Kai Havertz finish? No. So, like you say, if they're at the same age, like 25 each, I would throw Kai Havertz out over Timo Werner. I still would. But yeah, Kai Havertz is a better big game player. He stepped up in Champions League final, I get, but he's awful. He's awful at shooting as well, and I think he's worse than Timo at shooting. He doesn't put any power behind it enough, and he tries to do a fancy shot.
You
No,
see,
he's shit.
this is a team right here, Man City, we're watching against a better.
He
team
is
who
more
we-
useful declared.
against a better team.
I tell
who
you.
we played against Newcastle, and they come back from 3-1 down.
Yeah, we can't.
Chelsea,
do that.
if Chelsea were
draw.
3-1 down,
I
from
laugh.
Can't do
Newcastle,
that.
it wouldn't happen.
Prime, do you have some? Prime, do you have something to say about Chris's opinion? Because if not, I have to.
No,
to
I
say
can.
Declared laughed at you.
Timo's first season, is better numbers than Kai
Werner and
Havertz
stuff.
ever done.
Werner
Ever done.
over Havertz.
I've got an opinion
Okay.
to say about this. Everyone views Werner as a massive flop and Lukaku as a massive flop. I view Havertz as a bigger flop than both.
Yep.
Oh my God! God damn.
Not Lukaku, not Lukaku.
No, but I do. Because
He's
Nearly
Nearly
4-3 City.
Shame on me for thinking. Prime
No,
of the
he's more of a
snap.
flop than Timo right now. Still.
Can I finish?
Yeah, go on.
Go.
I'm not defending Werner, so I don't care of saying how bad he is. But based on expectation and what we actually expect from them, what we like us buying Havertz, we expected from him to do. He hasn't done anything. We've given him chance after chance after chance, double, triple the chances that we gave to Lukaku and Werner. We play to Havertz's strengths, by the way. We don't play to Werner's strengths. We don't play to Lukaku's strengths. We give everything to Havertz to succeed, yet he's still continuously failing. At least with those two, as bad as we say that they are, and I agree they shouldn't be in this squad. So people open your ears. I'm not defending them, but at least there are some things we can say we didn't play to their strengths enough, or there are times when they're making the runs and we didn't find them enough. The creativity towards them wasn't that good. But with Havertz, we give him everything and he's still failing. That's why I'm a lot more critical and a lot more on his neck than him about him than I am of the other two. And just in general, with these forwards that everyone hypes up, people praise up Havertz, people praise up Cho, they praise up Mount, they praise up Pulisic. These guys continuously don't do anything. At least with Ziyech, who I know isn't that great. At least with Ziyech, we don't play to his strengths. So maybe that's a thing where people can say, well, with Ziyech, we like, if he's not playing bad, that's a reason. Whatever, fine, fair enough. But we play to everyone else. We play to these guys. We play to Havertz strengths. Mount performs because he's a forward playing in the forward line. Him getting goals, but his actual performances aren't that great. And yet people will continue to defend them, and that's why I'm sick of it. That's why I want everyone gone, because none of them are doing anything for us. I want them all gone. I don't have the reason where I'm defending one over the other. I don't care for them at all.
The reason I won't
really thought Prime would back you up.
The reason I won't get onto Mount as much is because he's got credit in the bank. He's actually outperforming.
No, but even then, I don't care for none of you. But even none of them have credit in the bank for me. I don't care. No one has credit in the bank.
But the reason I don't get on him as much, even though he started the season of shit, is because I've yet to see him establish a run in his favourite position. That's why I want him in midfield. I've yet to see. I want to see how he does, then I can judge it.
Midfield is not Mount's favourite position. Mount is a forward.
Mount is played since he's come to
Mount is but in Mount's career in the professional game, he's played more games playing as an advanced 10 or as a left winger and right winger than he has actually playing in midfield. He is a forward.
But he's not good at it.
But he is good at it because he gets the GA. So he is good at it.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that. I think he's better in midfield.
But it's true. When he was at Vitesse, he played as an advanced 10 and was one of the top goal scorers there. Frank's first season, Mount played more often than not as a left winger or right winger or as an advanced 10 right behind Tammy, like how Dele Alli played with Harry Kane, and he did playing in midfield. The second season, when we switched to playing a 4-3-3, was the only time Mount had an actual run playing in a three-man midfield as an 8. Other than that, he's played as a forward, whether left, right,
exactly,
or as an advanced 10. He's a forward. That's what he is, though. He is a forward.
I disagree with that.
I don't agree. I'm sorry. I know he's played a lot. I think his best position is deeper, and it showed. I think it showed when he played against Real Madrid how good he is in that position.
Yeah.
Last season, season before, when he played against City, when he dropped in deeper and he had more influence on their game. Fine, he's got the GNA from last season. That's fine, but I think he's outperforming in a different position, and we've seen that in history before. I just think with Kai Havertz, I think I'll credit Lewis. I think I heard it on Lewis' stream where he said it. He's a 9 who can't shoot. He's a winger who can't cross and dribble past the player, and he's a 10 who doesn't create. What is he? What is he?
Well, that touches upon what I
Maybe.
wanted to ask Prime, because I have two issues with what you were saying. The one is how exactly have we played to Kai Havertz's strengths? I want to know what games or what sticks out to you, the games that we played at his strengths.
Since Tuchel's been here, we've played to his strengths. We've continuously played him and played we've continuously.
But like
played him
how
and
like what position do you think is the position that he plays his strength?
The position he's playing now, or the position he's been playing, is how he was playing.
Like as a false nine or as a striker? Because I would tell you that he's not a striker. He's more of a false nine.
No, but we don't play him as a striker. We've played him false nine. At Leipzig, he also played like right forward in the front three. We've played.
You mean at Leverkusen, right?
Or Leverkusen.
We're talking about. I just want to make sure we're talking about Havertz, not Werner.
Yeah, Havertz. Sorry, we played him in the front two, which he also played Leverkusen as well. My point is, we've played this guy to his supposed strengths. We've kept him in the team, and played Lukaku with him. Said, "Oh, it's Lukaku problem." Played Werner with him. Oh, it's Werner problem. We played Pulisic with him. It's the Pulisic problem. Cho with him, the Cho problem. And those guys are also bad as well. But we also have to say we've given everything for Havertz to succeed. That I view him as one of our worst forwards. People don't necessarily have to agree with me he's one of the worst, or agree with me that he's worse than Werner or whatever. Fine, whatever. But you can't disagree and say he's not bad. Like, he is bad, and it shows consistently. And again, I want these players to perform well. I want to be proven wrong.
I think we all do.
Haven't proven me wrong, and it's so like Havertz. He can go back to Germany and perform like Werner's doing now, and Lukaku's doing now.
Yeah.
It's fine. All these forwards will go and they'll do well elsewhere, and that's great. I'll be happy for them. But you're not performing at my team, at my club. Like, why do I want you here?
See, with Havertz, like, I know it's so hard to defend Havertz now, but with me, like, when you say we've played to his strengths, I always thought that Havertz's best position was probably more as a false nine and as like a stagnant false nine. Like, he actually stays in that position, isn't constantly going to the right wing, constantly going to the left wing, and not, because I've learned the hard way that he's not as fluid as we all thought he was, because Bundesliga tax, obviously. But with Havertz, like, I would say that his best position is probably like as a number 10 and in the middle of the pitch where he can be creative and stuff. And I know it's not consistent. I know he's still, in my defense, he's still young. He still has to grow into his body. I can see him becoming bulkier and more physical, because he has become more physical since he's joined the Premier League. It's just not physical enough. With Havertz, though, it's... I feel like we haven't played too much to his strength because he hasn't played in that creative position too often. He hasn't been the creator because we don't play a formation where we have a single number 10. And normally when we do play in the games where we have a single number 10,
red card.
It's Pulisic who's the number 10, or it's Mason now who's the number 10 over. Ooh, that's a bad
Can
foul.
I ask something, Marshall?
He's got sent off Trippier.
But yeah, that's usually like... I don't know. I feel like he can pass Mark, but that's not in this form that we see Havertz now. We'll see. But what are you going to ask me, Chris?
I was going to say, like, like he's not in that position to create or whatever, but do you really have to be in a position to create chances? Because he hasn't showed it. So I'm just concerned, like, if he goes a bit deeper, does he create? Because I'm concerned he can't actually create.
For that, Trippier got sent off. Oh my God. Anyways, for that argument, what I would say is, because like I know Prime said that we didn't play Timo to his strengths, but do you really need to be played to your strengths when you're directly in front of the goal, when you have these clear-cut opportunities and you don't put them away? Yeah. Look, if we look at how many clear-cut opportunities Havertz has had versus how much Timo Werner has had, I can say Timo has definitely had the more opportunities to score, and he's not put him away. And when it comes to expectations, which again, we look at the expectations for Werner when we got him versus Havertz. I know Havertz was more expensive than Werner, and the expectations for Havertz was that he was going to be this creative, very fluid attacker. When it comes to Werner, I thought he was going to bang in 30 goals when he came in, because he was banging in 50-something. And
I didn't expect 30 goals in the Premier League from Timo.
He was like middle to Lewandowski.
Havertz was viewed as this amazing young player, generational talent. Like because they both came the same time. In that first season, Werner got like 27 GA in all competitions. Havertz did not even get double that. And again, and I kept bringing that up last season to show that as bad as we say Werner is, Havertz has got to be just as bad, if not worse. I don't care about your technical ability if you're not doing anything. There's all this flashy stuff to say about Havertz. Yeah, he does nothing on the actual pitch.
Change his mind, yellow card.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's a
like,
high foot.
I don't think it was a red, but it definitely was.
I know
yellow.
it's not 2 foot.
It's funny
It's
they
for
use
something.
VAR for that, but not for
Yep.
air.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
But Prime, onto your point, like I get that, but when Werner came into the side, he was 24, 25, and Havertz was only turning 20,
That's
21.
the difference. The
He was
age
still
is
a
different.
kid.
Look at that comment.
But the thing is, like, Werner is supposed to be going into his prime.
Yeah.
No, but 24. is
If
not
Kai
his
was
prime.
25,
27
and
is
that's
his
lucky.
prime.
He's lucky.
And again, but Marshall, my point isn't. You can disagree and say Havertz wasn't as bad as Werner, whatever. You can disagree with that. But my point being,
Yeah.
Havertz is still bad for us, and it shows.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with
expectations and
that.
hype we
Yeah.
all had. And again, I didn't watch Havertz when he was at Leverkusen. I watched Werner at Leipzig. I watched him at Stuttgart. I know what Werner was about. I was excited for him to come in because it's someone I've watched for a long time. But clearly, I know why it's a bad signing because
But I shouldn't.
there are certain things he does that we just didn't play towards, and that's fine. I'm not defending Werner. The point is showing how bad Havertz is.
Plus, I don't think we should be using age as a factor. Hazard came over when he was 21.
Yeah,
He balled from the start.
he did.
Right.
First game man of the match, right?
Yes,
And
Hazard.
he
But
continued.
unfortunately,
He continued
we don't make him like that
season
anymore.
After season after
Yeah.
season, he improved. He might have had that 56 when he was injured for the most of it.
We're
But he was back into that. He came up.
only started performing well when he was like 27. That proves the point. It doesn't matter on your age.
It doesn't matter.
But like,
It's age
even
thing's an
okay,
excuse.
even with the age thing, like you could still see that Havertz, there were moments in that season and last season where you saw the brilliance that Havertz had. So you see the potential. I would argue that Timo Werner, after that the brace that he had against Southampton under Lampard, after that game, we stopped seeing the best of Werner.
I think
Marshall,
Werner's
Marshall,
stats
here's
backs
the
him
thing.
like for goals and assists
Marshall,
backs him better than Kai still.
you're arguing the point I said about Werner. My point is Havertz is bad.
Yeah.
No, I get it. No, I don't
We
disagree
know
with
Werner's
that.
not good enough.
gone. We got rid of one.
Yeah, Werner's
yeah.
gone.
But
But
I'm
I'm just
saying,
saying,
if they're
like,
both 25,
the
I would
original
vote Kai out.
question was declared calling out Chris on having Werner over Havertz,
Wait,
and Chris
no, I
actually
didn't hear
saying
what-
he
I
would
didn't
rather
hear
have
what
Werner over Havertz.
Yeah, I would double down if they're the same age. If they're the same age, I'd throw Kai out because at least team.
I don't think you even care if it was the same age. You think right now you
No.
would still keep Werner over Havertz?
No. I would
Chris,
say
Chris,
to me,
I
Kai
hear what
Havertz
you're
gets
saying.
one more season at Chelsea.
But Chris, I hear what you're saying, and maybe I wouldn't even necessarily disagree. But what we're doing here is trash-free garbage. At the end of the day.
I know. Like, I'm not denying it. Like, our tag's dead. It's been tagged for
Like,
a good while
I
now.
like Werner as well, by the way.
I
but,
like him.
In reality, they both have to go.
Yeah.
But I always
Yeah.
felt Timo would always. I know, like it's, you're saying this. Oh, I'm gonna say it. Like he gives it more in the game. He runs out more. Like he creates more space for others, and he gets better numbers. Like Timo's full season versus Kai Havertz's full season still kills it. Like goals and assists and everything. But like yeah, cool. Like I know it's trash versus garbage. Timo's out first. He's 26 now. 25 million's
Yeah.
not too bad for him. So yeah.
I'm just
'Cause
saying,
of
on
talent.
the
I'm like
age,
a villain.
Anyone brings up the age, I'll just go Reece James in a higher
Yeah, I know.
position.
I love
Yeah.
Reece
Look how
James, my
much he's
favorite.
improved. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
no, and you're
Even
right.
Mount,
You're
even
absolutely right.
Mount's the same age. Look how much
Mount's
he's
better.
Listen, you guys know I'm a Havertz sexual, so I have to defend Havertz.
I think you need
Wait,
to. I
are
think
you?
you
I
need.
thought you were.
You need
I thought
Havertz
you were
conversion
Ziyech
therapy.
fan.
That's what you need.
But when you see Lukaku
Marshall.
score more goals than him, you get frustrated at Lukaku,
That's
huh?
what you need.
Marshall,
you need
I thought you were a Ziyech stan. What happened?
He is.
I like Ziyech too, and I think he should be playing.
Did
But
someone put Amon? Did someone criticize
Two-
Chris's talent ID? I think Marshall.
Yeah, I think I'm like a
No,
main
shut
villain,
the fuck
honestly,
up.
because
no, he's talking about Chris takes 2 L's in actual football and in
You're
fantasy
pretty close,
football.
dude. You've got
I-
one with Ziyech. You're pretty close to Havertz at the moment.
I don't think. Wait, hold on. My take on Ziyech, I don't think it's actually bad. I just think we don't play to his strengths. Like actually, don't play to his strengths, and the gaffer doesn't rate him.
who said?
'Cause
When have I said?
I feel like
Timo has talent?
if Ziyech actually had an actual run of games now, I think he'd be better than Mount and fucking Havertz put together. And I could be totally wrong on that. I'll take the L on that. But I think Ziyech
you're
is
wrong.
totally
You're
underrated.
wrong. They've all
Get out of here, Prime.
Well,
Well,
no,
anyways, this,
Marshall. They've
Go
all
for it,
had
go
a
for
run
it.
of games in this team, and they've all been bad. No one deserves it. No one deserves it.
Prime, are you going to deny me right now that Ziyech, when he came in, had two goal scoring opportunities? He made 2 goal scoring opportunities. That was better than the whole team did for the 75 minutes before he came on.
Well, you're arguing trash regardless. What you're
No,
doing?
Fair
was
enough,
so-
but
I was so
I want to put
angry
my
at
best lineup out there.
I was so
What
angry
is
at the
our
game,
best?
I can't
What
remember
you're
what he
doing,
did.
Marshall, is quite literally what Chris did in saying, "I'd rather play Werner because he runs around."
This is what Ziyech did. I remember because I remember
Yeah,
this.
you're a
things.
Ziyech stan. That's what
Ziyech crossed the ball to Pulisic, and Pulisic needed a few more inches to head the ball in. You remember that? Okay.
I'm not,
How do you not remember that? All right, fair. You don't remember that.
Didn't happen.
You don't remember that. It did happen. And then Ziyech shot the ball, and guess who got in the way? Kai Havertz got in the way of the shot that was going on target.
I
2
think it was.
chances created for Ziyech in the fucking 15 minutes that he played. So, look, whatever. We're not here to talk about Ziyech. What I do want to talk about with you guys, though, is Tuchel. This lineup. What did he get wrong? Because, okay, I'll start this off. In my opinion, you guys in chat might not like this one. In my opinion, I would have started Aspie at right center back and left James at right wing back. Despite how well Ruben played the last game against Spurs, that's not something I'm confident in constantly doing and making a regular thing. I would like to put them in there from time to time. Yeah, we gave him a chance against Spurs. Okay, you had your chance. Let's
yeah,
keep
but that's
with
when
these
you keep
kids
the
there.
momentum going, then, don't you? I don't think the lineup was too much of maybe like a bit of man management, like he left like Gallagher to dry and like.
Well, the thing is, like, who do you play in that position when you don't have Kovacic and Conte?
That's
so
why
I
we
get
need like
Gallagher move. I get the Gallagher move. I think Gallagher was fine. And the other thing I should have changed is the front three. Tuchel, you need to change the front three. I don't mind Mount so much, but Havertz needed to be bench. You needed to put in Callum, Pulisic, or Ziyech in that position. Anyone but Havertz. Because to be fair, like, look, I know Mount didn't have the best game, but overall, I thought he was okay. I thought he did an okay job of pressing. I thought he did an okay job of being involved in the game, whereas Havertz was gone the whole entire game for the most part. He barely did anything. He had a few link-up play here and there, but up until like the very, very last minutes of the game, Havertz wasn't doing jack shit. So my complaints about Tuchel's formation today, or Tuchel's team selection, is that he should have put Reece James at the right wing-back position, and he should have put Aspie or Trevor Chalobah, but I would have trusted Aspie more at right center-back, and he should have benched Havertz. I don't know what you guys think.
Bench Havertz.
So I thought if he's going to stick to in midfield, I wouldn't have played Gallagher. I would have played Ruben in the pivot, and I would have played Trevor Chalobah at right centre back instead of Aspie.
You would have trusted Ruben in the pivot?
Well, out of the choices, yes, because he's played
fair enough.
Gallagher hasn't in this type of game. Or if he was going to stick to a 2, and I would have put Sterling on the left and put Kai if he's going to keep the same 3. I would have done the same, but I would have dropped Mount deeper and made a 3-man midfield, and leave Havertz and Sterling up top for a while. That's what I would.
But that was something I heard today too. That like even Mount, like he was not dropping the help.
That's what I mean. He didn't drop.
Today.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I would have said to him, "You guys are a 3-man midfield. Mount, you can go up. You can be the furthest one up when we attack, but you got to drop back and then replace him with Gallagher sometime in the second half and ask him to do the same job if it was working." Reece would have kept a right wing back. Like you said, we put Chalobah at right centre back, just to cope with pace and everything like that. And if Broha was fit and Havertz wasn't doing anything, we would have taken Havertz off, put Broha on. But would have kept Sterling as sort of a free roll wide. And you saw what he did when he collected the ball on the left and started running inside onto his right. He had 2 chances and should have definitely scored one, had 1 ruled off for offside. So it was that, but definitely not 2 in midfield against a pressing team like Leeds. No way.
Now that I think about it, though, now that I think about it, Ruben in the pivot probably would have been better just because of the physicality.
Out the choices, yeah.
Yeah, like if I had known that Leeds was going to press as hard as they did today, I probably would have. Yeah, I probably would have done Ruben
But
Loftus-Cheek.
hang on a minute. I knew that. I'm not a football coach, right? Tuchel should have known that. He's had 1 week to prepare for this game. He would have seen tape from Leeds. So this isn't about knowing. This is about stubbornness and maybe a bit of arrogance as well. Thinking he could go there and play a guy called Gallagher who's not used to playing in the pivot with Jorginho for starters and play them as a 2 against a pressing team like Leeds. That's why I blame a big portion of this on the manager as well for his starting lineup. So Tuchel should have known that. I must have said it 4 times to Prime before we kicked off on our stream that these guys will give us a better game because they press while Spurs don't. And we're against probably 3 or 4 in midfield instead of 2. So if I knew that, you damn well Thomas Tuchel knew that, and he chose to ignore that fact. And that's the problem. He is stubborn. Like all managers are, they have like a system or players they're just stubborn with. They just can't see the faults that others can. And in the end, that I'm not saying I want him out or anything, but at the end it could cost him. Do you know what I mean? So, and because think about it, if we had De Jong he would have played De Jong today in a 2, and he would have been the same, outmanned and outgunned in midfield. It would have been the same. Even if Kovacic or Kante were playing, it would have been outmanned and outgunned as well. Because we all know that. So it's the same against Everton 2 weeks ago. We got overrun in midfield. And he needs to learn that against 2 in midfield, fine. Any of our 2 will outdo their 2. I have no problem with that. But against a 3 or more than 3 in midfield, you need to play a third person in there. Consolidate and then use the wing backs for your attack like that. And we didn't do that. And that's why the wing backs didn't have much success as well. So
Chris, Prime, what are your thoughts on this?
I was gonna say I actually do I guess agree with actually, like Gallagher doesn't play as 6. He's not using this Chelsea team with a Jorginho. We do have like other ones, like you said, Ruben has played there. He has played decent as a 6 as well, we've seen. So like maybe obviously Tuchel, arrogance or stubborn. Like you said, like every manager does have their stubbornness, like in subs or whatever. But yeah, I actually do agree with it. Like there wasn't. I don't think there's so much on him, but like there's a part on him. Yes, like when I heard like either on Discord or Twitter like blaming it on Koulibaly not getting subbed off. That's Koulibaly's fault. But yeah, like Tuchel can definitely take blame. So can other players as well. But yeah. That's the thing I would have done. Maybe it's not have Gallagher, especially not run out and dry, like stay that long out there when we was clearly struggling. But yeah, that's what I'd say about that.
Your thoughts on the starting lineup today?
Start.
Well, yeah. I mean, Chris, would you have changed anything? I think.
I think the only thing, if anything, think about like defense to me was fine. Maybe you could push. What's his name? Reece the right wing back if Ruben went into midfield, and then you have like a Chalobah or I would have to me an Aspie, in right centre back. But you never know. He might have got out pressed or paced, so maybe Chalobah would have done better. I'm not like too bothered about either the 2, but yeah, like having Ruben probably in midfield would be better. Attack, could we have like maybe Pulisic over Kai, because Kai's been shit. So I think subbing off Kai, not subbing off Kai, benching Kai. Kai needs to know he may not be in the squad forever. He may be moved along, and he is falling apart with us. Like he's just doing nothing. So maybe like not having Kai start. I don't think Kai should start next game. He don't deserve it. He deserves to be on the bench and then coming on and trying to do something.
So this is one thing that I actually wanted to bring up in this stream. I know we brought it up in Discord. And by the way, 34 of you watching, make sure you are smashing the like button, help the channel grow, please. But one thing that does frustrate me, guys, is the fact that we need a midfielder. Tuchel doesn't see it. We're so focused on De Jong. Meanwhile, how the fuck does Man United get Casemiro for 60 mil or however much they paid? I don't know about wages wise. I would have liked to have had Casemiro at least for a midfield option.
Today we wouldn't need him.
Really? You really think today we win?
Today, yeah, like, yeah, we have no one, Marshall. We're starving. We have like injury after injury of these midfielders. Like, we need
But you
someone.
don't think today, if Casemiro was playing over Gallagher in that position, Casemiro would have at least held his own better?
No, I'm saying Casemiro should have played over. Like, I say we would need Casemiro today.
Oh, you said you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Wouldn't.
No, yeah, we would have needed him today.
Can I be honest with you? I don't think Tuchel wants that type of six.
Yeah.
The one
I
where
Like a
simply,
Steve Six, like a DM, a proper
think he
DM.
wants that type. Because if you look at it, who in this squad is like Casemiro?
The closest is Jorginho, of course.
The closest is
Not even-
Jorginho.
They're not
yeah.
even the same. Look,
Yeah.
Jorginho
They're not the
is
same.
He's not a sitting six. He just sits there. He's not like Casemiro where he destroys things. And to be fair,
Yeah.
Casemiro is a good passer as well. But his main job
Yeah,
is
yeah.
to that and then pass it on to others. Jorginho is more of a very, very lower version of a Pirlo sort of, and mixed in
Yeah.
with a different type of player where he moves a bit more.
Yeah.
But I don't think Tuchel, when everyone's, even myself, I have to come across it. Tuchel doesn't, I don't think Tuchel wants that type of six. That's why we went in for him. 60 million? Are you mad? If Tuchel said he wanted for 60 million, do you think we would have stayed there and let Man United take him? No chance in hell. If Tuchel
Yeah.
wanted him, he would have.
We're looking
we
at
would have gone
Gordon
for
for
him.
50 million.
We would have gone for him. We're going for fucking Gordon. We're going for De Jong. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
you
Tuchel
think
don't want it.
Casemiro doesn't pop up. You think, oh my God. I can't believe it either. I would have gone for him, definitely. 60 million.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, it's
I
not
would have gone
bad.
for him. I don't care if he's 30. But
Yeah, I
he's
don't
not,
care about
I
age.
don't think Tuchel wants that type of six. I honestly don't. That's why, like, you don't hear, like, Singare being talked about or it's only that type of player, like a De Jong. Like, I want a Ruben Neves. He's not a Casemiro type. But I'm
Yeah.
just going forward about what the six is that Tuchel wants. I'd love someone like a Matic or a Matic type in 16, 17, which can do that job and just sit there and pass it along or something like that and physical. I'd like that. A Rodri type, something like that. A Fabinho type, something like that. I don't think this manager wants that type. He hasn't really played with that type at Paris. He didn't play with that type.
Yeah,
at
the physical
Dortmund.
DM.
Yeah, he didn't play with that
Marquinhos as
physical
well
type.
played DM.
Exactly, but it was only late coming in when he played free in midfield. But I don't think he wants that type of player. Honestly, I just don't.
Oh, my mind.
Why
It's
does, if he does, why
blowing
doesn't
my mind.
Ampadu play more in midfield?
Yeah.
Ampadu's that type of.
Tuchel-
He's not.
I think Tuchel
Before
plays-
anyone says anything, he's not Casemiro. I'm talking about that guy who breaks up play a lot, gets
That kind of
and his
style
first
of
quality,
player, yeah.
and then passes the ball on. I don't think he wants that. I really don't.
I think Tuchel just
you were
wants
saying?
a lot of control of the midfield, which is like it's fine, fair enough. And I'm not someone who hates on Jorginho. I like him, but whether it's an upgrade on him or a backup to him, or maybe just a different option from him, we need someone with a bit of that can play on the ball, but also do a bit of the defensive work, or just give us a different sort of option to play. Yeah, we probably should have been in for Casemiro, but I don't. Maybe it's because Casemiro is not like technically proficient enough to do it. When you watch Real Madrid and how Real Madrid play out the back, they do it a lot with Cruz, not Casemiro. So it probably would have been a thing
Yeah.
of if we bring him, it's the same sort of, maybe not to the extent, maybe the same sort of problem we have with a Kante where he can't really play on the ball. But like, I don't know if it's a thing where we just don't bring in the young. It's going to have to, whether it's by force or by his own, like he's changed his mind, he's going to end up using Ampadu. He's going to have to, and he's going to realize Ampadu can actually play anymore. Because he did it last season. He played Ruben in there, who isn't. He's probably better than Ampadu, but he's also not that good in double six. Ruben is better when he's further forward, but he forced him to play in there. He's forcing Gallagher to play in there, and doing that will just cost us games and results. I don't know.
But you
why
know
he's-
what confuses me is that, like, Andrew's saying that he doesn't want this type of player, but when Tuchel came in, he was all ecstatic about, like, oh, the stats about turnover rate on the offensive side of the pitch, and how many turnarounds we had. Like, Tuchel's so confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Tuchel can be a very complicated man sometimes. Listen, Tuchel, this relationship isn't gonna work out if you don't know how to communicate with us. I'm just saying. But like on the Tuchel side of things, and we do need to discuss a little bit more on Mendy. How do we solve this? What do we do going forward with the Mendy
Marshall.
situation?
Say it louder, Marshall. Let's go. Mendy. Say it louder.
Listen,
No Mendy situation yet.
Listen. I know we can't fuse them together like what Andrew's saying, but I will
You
say
won't
this.
know until you try.
Yeah, I can make a baby one day.
Like a
Maybe.
Frankenstein, fucking a Kendi or Menda or
Just
Mepa,
let them have a
or
baby
whatever.
together, and then you have a Kevin
No,
Mendy.
let's not, please.
I don't think that works that way, Chris.
Oh well, they're trying to get a man pregnant or whatever, so let's try it.
Shut up, Chris.
Let's not go there.
Just give it a good
Listen.
10 years. We have him on loan for 15 years.
I strongly think that the next game, or one of these games, or the next howler that Mendy has, you have to bench him and you start Kepa. You make a statement and you let Mendy know, listen, just because you've overall played better than Kepa since you've been here, you've had more game time, you got us a Champions League, you saved us a Champions League, doesn't mean that you are protected from losing your spot to Kepa. Who, to be honest, I don't think Kepa's that bad. I think Kepa's all right. Now that he has confidence under him, I think he's okay. In the future, we should look into another goalkeeper, but I really think Mendy needs to wake up. Mendy needs to realize that his position isn't 100% secured, because I think this confidence that he has is what's allowing him to fiddle around with the ball in the box like he has. And look, this isn't the first time he's done something like that, and it cost us the game. He did it against Benzema and Real Madrid last season, and the season before that, where there was a lot of shaky moments against Atletico Madrid in the knockout rounds where he was doing that type of shit. So, look, I'm not having Mendy do this over and over. Like, how many times does he have to do the same thing before he has to learn that he can't get away with the shit?
So I think you'll find you've got your own answer there. If he trusted Kepa, Kepa might have already been in. He doesn't trust Kepa. That's why Kepa's not in. All not you guys, but all the guys going, yeah, Kepa should definitely be in. Should we give him a chance? Tuchel doesn't rate Kepa. That's why he's not being brought in. Okay? Now, I'm all for, if you find another goalkeeper who's got the attributes of both and better, then I'm all for benching Mendy. I'm fine with that. But to actually go, yeah, Kepa should get a chance. It's like people got, because he saved a couple of penalties, everyone's going, yeah, Kepa wouldn't make these type of mistakes. I'm forgetting all the mistakes he's made. He's got biscuit wrists and can't save from long shots. So, I would just, you know what? It's very simple training for Mendy. Just boot it. That's all you have to do.
Please.
That's all you have to do. None of this playing out when you don't think about like that. Just boot it. I'm very happy for you to boot it. Until you can get a goalkeeper that's better, Kepa won't get this chance because Kepa is not good. And they're trying to get rid of Kepa because he costs so much money. Okay? That's one of the reasons as well. The reason Kepa's not playing, one of the reasons this, maybe after the transfer window if he stays, maybe you'll see it then. Right now, is because we're trying to get him on loan or sold and off the books for a season at least. So that's why he's probably not playing. Mendy just needs to boot the ball. Stuff just playing out from the back is over for real. But he just needs to boot it. Proof's in the pudding. If he makes another mistake against Leicester and it costs us points, maybe Kepa comes in. But until then, I don't believe Tuchel fancies Kepa at all. Only for limited cup games that he's not really bothered about.
Chris, you're a goalkeeper. What do you think?
I used to be playing goal, and
Why
there's
do
only.
you think he's not playing now? No, he's been booted.
I wanted to go outfield. I can't lie. Like,
Sure. Oh, yeah.
oh shit! Fuck it. What about Mendy?
Yeah. How do you solve this Mendy thing? Because it's not the first time he's done it, Chris.
You can't teach Mendy how to kick. He's set in his ways. He's like near 30.
But you could teach Mendy not to fucking play around with the fucking ball in the box.
No, that's not about. I don't think that's about teaching. That's just about Mendy, like knowing, like he knows he should be able to. If he ain't good on the ball, and I think he knows he's not good on the ball. I really hope so. Like if he thinks he's good on the ball, then he's got some serious questions to ask himself. But yeah, like he should definitely kick out more often. Like this whole new generation of like keepers of kicking on the ball and everything. Like obviously, how thanks to Neuer and everything. Like Neuer's the one who really started off. But Like you see a lot of new generation keepers do it now, but like you can still be fine kicking the ball out and like hoping one of your players would win it, and it's nowhere near in danger your goal. So like you cause goals from like doing shit like that to Real Madrid, to this and others as well. Like he does it. I remember when he almost kicked it in his own net when I think it's against Atletico Madrid or Man United, where he kicked it and almost went in his own net because he's just not good on the ball. Like it's just you can't teach him how to be good on the ball. So yeah, just hoof it out. Don't try to like take on a player because you're not that guy. But yeah, like I think he should be like if he does another mistake, bench him and actually have Kepa, because Kepa, I don't think he's actually done any mistakes for under Tuchel. The only thing you can enable people question was the FA Cup final where he let a long shot in from the top corner, but that's down to his height, I guess. So but yeah, I would definitely play Kepa in it because I don't know if Mendy's just being too arrogant or too confident or too complacent, or it all mixed up in one. I like Mendy a lot, and I'm still not concerned to replace him fully yet. It's just maybe he needs a bench if he continues this way, because it won't look good. We'll find another keeper. Like Mendy knows, like we'll surely know. We'll find another keeper if he keeps doing it. That's what we'll do. And he wasn't even that much money himself.
Fair. Prime, any thoughts on how we solve this Mendy situation, or how we go about taking action after this?
We need to buy a first choice goalkeeper. I think for this season, Mendy will be okay, maybe, but Kepa should not go out on loan or sell him this summer. I don't agree with us selling him this summer to go out buy a backup goalkeeper that could maybe be good enough to deputize him when he continues to form like this. Just for us next summer to have to spend big money on a established first choice goalkeeper. It's so too much money being spent on goalkeepers, especially when 2 seasons ago we spent money on a goalkeeper, and 2 seasons before that we spent money on a goalkeeper. Way too much money. I just keep Kepa. He's I think he's okay to come in and deputize, and if needs be, if Mendy continues playing like this, just keep it for a season, and next summer we go and buy, like, there are goalkeepers out there. There's Mike Magnon at AC Milan. I would want. Obax had like okay season, but he's still a first choice goalkeeper as well. Those are 2 off the top of my head. I'd rather do that than bring in someone else. So bring in someone else who's not happening. So I just think
is he chopping up for everyone else?
He's Optimus Prime now.
He's not the priority stuff we should be looking
Oh, there
at
we go.
this summer. Goalkeeper is not the priority issue this summer to be looking at, where you get rid of just to bring in someone. Like, again, Chelsea fans said this. Oh, just bringing anybody's better than Kepa. We brought in Mendy. He went on a good run of form, yes, but we cast him up to a level he's not on. And now we're seeing how
he's Optimus Prime.
Is. Like, we're going to do the same thing by Havertz. It's not good.
Yeah,
His mic's going again. His Wi-Fi's
Yeah. I think I get the gist of what he's saying, though. I think overall he wants to wait until he wants the first choice goalkeeper, but it's not going to be this season, which I get it. But yeah, I don't know. I really think I agree with what Andrew's saying. I don't know. I feel like I want to believe that Kepa has improved and he's not as those weaknesses that he had aren't as prevalent as they were back then as they are now. So I feel like he can be a decent keeper now that he has the confidence, but we'll see. I am tired of seeing a very similar blunder from Mendy. Like, this needs to stop happening. He needs to stop making mistakes. It's almost like Kepa all over again, seriously, to a certain extent. And I don't want to have to go through that. In a way, it's a lot, not as bad. But
just on the feet. Kepa's wrist versus his feet. That's what it's going to be by the looks of it.
But, ladies and gents, I did want to send out the link tonight, but we as you could tell, we didn't even do player ratings because we had so much to talk about, and I did enjoy this. This was a good flow conversation. Next time we'll try to send you guys the link so you can come join us and have your say on it. But big shout out to the chat. Thank you guys who were here and chatting it up and giving us things to talk about and having great opinions, and some of them being howlers, but it is what it is. Best opinion of the night is Taha with pointing out that Chris is dead last in
I think I'm a villain in
Are
that
you
video.
dead last again? Tell you, man.
No.
I think he's last. I think he's
I
last.
took a big hit, Andrew.
You should only
thought-
pay it for 1
He
week.
took an L.
You're only good for the first week.
No.
He's only good for the week.
Rubbish. You're rubbish.
No, I made some changes. I took a minus like 10 points that 1 week. I'm taking a big
Yeah.
hit. And Grealish
don't-
wasn't even on the bench today. I looked.
Hold that, innit? Hold that.
Yeah, I think I'm like a villain for like a lot of people in fantasy league.
I
You
told you.
posted last time. You went.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
vote.
just-
so well.
I'm not allowed to
Because
like
you like
be
to stroke
happy.
yourself.
I
No one
can't be
consented
happy.
it.
I'm not allowed to be
No.
happy.
Why don't you wait till the end of the fantasy and when you're top and then you post? Not in the
I'm,
first
Yeah,
I'm
2 weeks.
happy. I
exactly.
can be happy. Let me be happy, you know.
This guy. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you smash that like button. Check out the links in the description. Be sure to check out Prime on his socials, Winter Surfer on his, mine on the link tree down below. And subscribe. I said that already. Like, comment below. Let us know what you thought. Let us know who your man of the match was, if there even was, because I don't think I can even tell you who the fuck our man of the match was. But guys, thank you so much for watching.
No one was
It was probably no one, to be honest. But guys, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for being here. We'll catch you again Wednesday for more content from Casually FC.